So just do it. It'll turn out okay, even if my computer's glitching right now. But hey, welcome back to Talking Time with Caffeine. Today our topic is, well, we're going to remind you of our topic. But first, let our guest remind you of who he is.
Hello, I'm Nick McSlyton. I'm a he/him. I got my own YouTube thing that I do that, and I do a lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff on it.
Yeah, that's how I found you. You do a lot of mostly shorts, I think.
Lately, I do a lot of shorts. Yeah, they're the things that are getting the most views, so I try to put one of those out a week. I do a did you know Kingdom Hearts series, which I got a whole list of them on my phone. And I have 60 of them that are just ideas on my phone, unaired. It's great.
Did you know that stuff before you started making them?
Some of them I did know. Most of them actually I do know, but there are a few that I had to really search and dig for information for, and it's always good to have sources too, in case someone's like, that's not true, and I'm like, but look at this source, it is true, which hasn't happened yet, but Kingdom Hearts fans will tell you if you're wrong, so I appreciate that about them.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts fans are, well, technically all fans are really decisive and warlike, but Kingdom Hearts fans are too.
Yeah, I appreciate that about the fandom, honestly.
But unlike me, you played Remind pretty much right after the original game.
Yeah, I did. It was
So what was your first experience?
So yeah, because it was also my first time playing it. Yeah. So it was something else. I played it. What I did from the last time we talked, I was in the middle of playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on critical mode for the first time. For my first time on the show. Hang on. Excuse me. And so this time I went through Remind, but I did it directly after beating Kingdom Hearts 3. So here I am. After 40 hours of playing this game, 100%ing it because that's who I am as a person, I'd go and play Remind.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just beat all the end game bosses, and it's like, all right, do the end game bosses again. I'm like, oh, okay, great. As a side note, I also leveled up to 99, right? So basically, I had they would give, when you have the choices between, you can pick as Sora or you can play as Riku, right? Basically, I had the choice to murder everything immediately or try, which are two not very good choices because...
Oh, you mean one was normal, one was instant death to everything, the other one was instant death to you or something?
Basically, yeah. Exactly. Now, I still did choose to be the other characters just because it seemed a lot more fun. But if I ever got frustrated or it was like, I'm done trying, I'll just switch back to Sora and beat them immediately.
Yeah. I could do everything during my first playthrough Remind, which I still have my theory. I need to upload one of these days, but all the other characters I could do fine with. But with Kairi, I was terrible at using her the first time around.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. She was the only one. I was like, I'm not fighting Xehanort with her, and I switched to Sora. I did try. I tried a bunch of times, and I just couldn't. I couldn't get to the second phase with Kairi.
But I had to say, she had the best combo scenes.
Mm-hmm. Her shot lock's really good too.
The two-wing angel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One-wing angel.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But so refighting all of the bosses again was not super fun. And then after fighting all those bosses, I think it goes directly into the Limit Cut DLC because it's got the Remind DLC. Oh no! So wait, after fighting all those bosses, you have to fight as the group, fending off. No, you play as Sora trying to get the pieces of Kairi back. Then you play as the group fending off the pieces of Xehanort. Jeez.
Then you do the
No. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, and then you play as what? And then you play as. Am I? Can you hear me? Am I out? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. Okay. And then you play as Riku playing a video game.
Yeah, you play as Riku playing a video game. Yeah, and then you play as maybe Sora in his dream against Cole Sprouse of all people. Yeah, so when I did the recombine Kairi's heart part, that wasn't too bad. It was interesting. It was cool to explore Scala Ed Kylum. I enjoyed that part. Did not enjoy the Guardians of Light fending off Xehanort's copies. That I didn't enjoy that. I did not enjoy that one bit, and it was because I don't know if they wanted me to do something specific with the dodges, but every time I would dodge an attack, I would get hit by it anyway. So it was like, why am I bothering to dodge? Until eventually, I think what they wanted me to do was wait until they did the big attack and then dodge down, so it would miss me. But I feel like I would still get hit by that. So I don't really know what I did wrong with all of those, but it was very annoying. And it went on for way too long, and I didn't enjoy it. And that kind of dampened the part where Mickey is like on his last legs, limping towards Kingdom Hearts, which is supposed to be this really epic moment, but it just wasn't. So there you go. I can't actually hear you if you're talking. Did you mute yourself? All right. Quick technical difficulties. It's all good. What would the name of the movie based on your current life? What would be the name of the movie? That's chaotic. The movie. Oh, I can hear you now.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? Good. God, what's the point of getting a new mic and if it works for you?
Mm-hmm. I think I had a mic like that. Is it a toner?
No, it's an XRL.
What brand is that?
XRL mic.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. BM something.
All right. I had a toner mic and it was not good. So
yeah, get an XLR mic, my friend says. It'll be awesome. It works.
So what were you saying before it cut you off?
So I was going to say, I forget what I was going to say, but as the game wraps up last time, everyone was celebrating that, but Sora's like, nope, can't celebrate. Gotta save Kairi. And like, no, we're wait, nope, gotta do it by myself. He tries to keep it in the air, and he left.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your? I mean, I've before last time I might have read, but again, a lot of people at the time, the original game, were upset that they treated Kairi as a damsel in distress again. Well, kind of after. What was your opinion on that? Or do you have an opinion?
Well, I don't love it. I do think Kairi does need a lot more character development, and they keep doing this to her. And I am hoping that in future games she has a bit more agency and does stuff. Melody of Memory was sort of like a good chance to have done that, and they just big fat didn't do it. The very end of that game,
I know,
spoiler warning. The very end of that game, spoiler warning, you get to refight Master Xehanort, and it switches out Kairi for Sora. Why? Oh my god. How did you feel about it? Because I didn't like it.
Oh, I used to play the game technically. I've seen the cutscenes obviously already, but yeah, it's like wow. That's, at first I thought, it's more of a Guitar Hero game, I guess, an actual game part, you know, like. So I thought you play as Kairi maybe as like with cool new music in the background, but nope. So fast. And he's gone. And he's disappeared.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome.
Thanks. I think I'm in a basement, so I think my connection is a little.
Oh, I thought it was my connection for a second.
That's somebody's. But I just wouldn't be surprised if it's mine, is all I'm saying.
So the game begins with a cutscene. The Olympics Coliseum, where we see during the Olympics role, but now we see more to it. Did you like this extra part of? Do you like this scene or this mystery or what?
Yes, I really liked it. What I didn't like is that they put it in the DLC because there was no reason not to put it in the game. I felt like every bonus cutscene they put into Remind, they could have just put in the game, and the game would have been better for it, honestly.
I've heard some people say the reason they didn't do it was, I think someone said that it would put more love. I think
yeah,
because we really don't know much about Luxride background still, but of course at the end of at the original game we found out that Zero is really Lucio from way back when.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I feel like I've asked you that time. Were you surprised about the lecture thing at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3?
The Lucio thing, or
yeah, Lucio.
Which part? Oh yeah.
that he was Zigbar.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was a neat twist. But it does give a lot of like let me put it this way. I don't think they've really earned the twist per se, but it does give a lot of context to why Zigbar's doing what he's doing. Because if you look in all of the old cutscenes and him and Zane are running around, you're like, why? You don't think about it too hard, but like it does put context onto why he's bothering. Which like I kind of always just assumed it's because he's got a lot of darkness, so he's just running with it. But the context that he was after the Master of Masters Keyblade makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, here he's. You see that he's like. He's told Lecture to go find the box, and at least like, of course, Lecture's like, who told me to tell you this? I'm like, yeah, like, people.
Those guys that tell us to do things, they're the ones who did it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Get the next part.
A letter. There's a white.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear the music? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. Then we go back to the goodbye scene.
Bless you.
So you think Sora was smart to go by himself, or you think he took some help?
No, but that's the answer. No, I don't think he was, but I don't think Sora's been smart for a really long time.
So he wasn't once.
I think that's intentional character. I said I don't think Sora's been smart for a real long time, and I don't think this was a smart move on his part.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like background character assassination, in my opinion.
You said for a really long time. You think he was smart at one point?
Yeah, basically Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, and I think he was kind of smart in 2. He at least wasn't dumb. But yeah, I don't think it's a wise decision
then
to.
We go.
Go ahead.
I would say so. Then we go to where young Zane meets the Master of Masters. Do you think this scene happened before? This scene happened after his the 3D DDD stuff, or before?
I don't super remember what happens in Dream Drop. Can you give me a reminder? You all right?
Yeah, I was coughing. But young Xehanort enters both Riku and Sora's dreams to taunt them about as they go out throughout the world, of the dream worlds.
Oh, right. Right. Okay. I think I'm trying to think of what happens in this cutscene because I remember I think there's actually two of these. There's like one where they're just talking, and then there's one where he's like, "Hey, thanks for the coat," and he's like, "You're gonna ditch it soon," and blah blah blah. And it feels like that second one, unless they're the same one, and I'm
I
just
think they're
confused.
both the same thing.
Okay.
I think they're the same ones, but one was voice cutscene. The other one might have been from the Xehanort mobile game thing. Which was the same thing, was the same cutscene, but with chibi characters instead of full graphic characters.
Well, that's right. I think
here we'll play it now. You can pause it.
Okay.
1 second. Roommates. Here, let's play it real fast. You can tell me to pause it if you want to talk about anything.
So?
Yeah. It worked off darkness. It's useful.
So, how'd it go?
The tour. I learned the reason for my existence.
pause it real quick.
Oh, tell me more.
All around the world.
So, that line, I found the reason for my existence. He's about to explain it here, but I think they imply that this is after he travels forward in time to, be one of the 13 darknesses. Because there's also, I think, a line a little bit later where he talks about how he is being pulled towards his destiny, which would imply he's already experienced it based on the rules of time travel that they came up with. But I also think this is towards the tail end of Dark Road, just based on his hair. Xehanort at the very end of Dark Road, I believe, has this same hairstyle. That's like this, but also slick back. Or spike back, I guess.
And that was when, right after all his friends are dead, except Chris, right?
Right.
Except for the one friend, not to be spoilers.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if he was ever really alive, or how that all of a sudden works, but
who's to say? I think this is...
Yeah, the time... Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think this is after Dark Road and after the time travel, after Cage 3, technically. Go ahead.
Okay, so, yeah, I said I have no idea how all this time travel Kingdom Hearts style works. It's all confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is when you put time travel in games, it usually is, but they made it extremely confusing.
Yeah. They put rules to it, and usually that makes it less confusing, but they made weird rules. I think the way that it works, if I recall correctly, the way that it works is you can time travel along your own timeline, as long as you give up your heart, your body to do so. Your heart can travel.
Yeah.
And
you can't undo facts or the stuff that's supposed to happen anyways.
Is that
I
part
think
of
it's a
it?
rule.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he says that's another thing. Because when Maleficent goes back in time to do stuff, her thing in the original mobile game, Crossroads or Unchained or whatever the hell that game was called, in fact, I think it had different names.
Yeah, it had several
It's
different names.
like the darkness said, "Oh, you can't change stuff. Sorry, lady."
Sorry, lady, you can't change stuff. I think part of the reason she couldn't change stuff is because it had been written down in the book. And if it was written in the book, that means it's already happened. Otherwise, you can't change what's already happened. Or it wouldn't have been written down. Kind of that like loop logic. But I don't
I
know.
mean, in the original game, that the Sora and his friends were supposed to die and Sora changed that by bringing back to life again.
At which part?
He did change history when Sora saved everyone and brought them back to life after they all died. They said that was a forbidden act.
Yeah, I guess because he's not technically time traveling. Well, he kind of is. I don't know. That one's a weird case because he's like using the power of waking to get their hearts back, which I don't think is technically time travel. But then they go back to before they were killed. So it's like they did time travel. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. So.
People live seemingly peaceful lives, themselves to be moral and virtuous, but it's all an act. It's in the pit of everyone's heart. Their light is a total farce.
Sounds like your trip around the world is nice, but you got a little bit more than you anticipated. I've seen a lot.
Those who are weak and who desire greater power simply strip the strong of their power, convince themselves they've earned it. That's how people become tainted by darkness. They believe what they want to believe, using reasons as justification.
Yeah, I was wondering something. Do you think there's a lot of Star Wars reference in this, especially in the third game and beyond, like a lot of Sith and Jedi stuff? Not kind of the Mark Hamill pun thing.
Yeah, I think there is because I remember reading Tetsuya Nomura loves Star Wars, so I think he was trying to make that as much a part of the game as he possibly can, and I think he always has. I think he really likes this concept of like the battle of light and dark, Sith versus Jedi, the Force, good and evil, that kind of thing. And he's just made it more of a physical entity instead of a concept.
Yeah, I think later, like it shows where Riku mainly, as he does this stuff, that darkness itself isn't necessarily evil all on its own, but maybe how you do what you do with the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Riku can handle darkness and he's fine, but like people like Terra or Zane, where they use it for other purposes.
Yeah, they kind of get consumed by it, so to speak. Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of also this is a side tangent. I kind of hold the belief that Master Xehanort is is analogous for Darth Vader, and Ventus was analogous for the Apprentice from that series of games. I think The Force Unleashed was what those games were called. They even hold their weapon the same way. but I don't have any other basis than those two things.
Yeah. I heard, well, I heard like similar thing, but Master Xehanort was Sidious, and Terra was Anakin.
I can see that. I can see that too. There's probably a ton of parallels you could pull. A good thing he didn't really make a Yoda character. Otherwise, that'd have been too obvious. I feel like.
Wasn't that Mickey?
Kinda.
Vacation. They repeat this cycle, and their darkness grows.
So you're saying the weak need to justify their actions to make self get slide?
No. It's better they be ruled by justice. People carry delusions of having power, but it's a lie. They are but sheep pretending to be. Though I admit, I can understand why.
Oh, never heard that one before. A keyblade wielder willing to side with the darkness? Them be until the darkness consumes them.
Because left alone, fall to chaos. There needs to.
You sure about this? Why not just sit back and watch it play out?
Understanding hearts is difficult.
And that's what he's been doing this whole time. You think the Master
Doing what?
was watching it all play out? What?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's his big plan until it happens. Because he I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about what's going on with him, but I feel like he's kind of in not like a time loop himself, but like I said before, he has the Book of Prophecy, which comes from things that have already happened. He sent Lucio out to see everything, so now he's just waiting out to see everything, but he already knows everything that's going to happen, so he's just waiting out and watching for it all to happen to finish his plan. So yeah, I guess I agree with you.
Of course, then again, I think they mentioned this piece too in one of the games, but he can only see what the eye sees, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So he can't really see everything, quote, quote.
Quote, quote. But like most of the bad guy weapons have eyes on them. He's at least seen everything Riku's seen.
Oh. So you think that's his eye too? On the blade that Riku has during Chain Memories?
Mm-hmm. It's on his weapon during 1 Chain of Memories, even in 2 when he has the updated version. I think has it. Let me look. Let me take a real quick look. See, what is it? Way to Dawn, I believe. Way to Dawn, Riku weapon. Let me just see the picture. Just give me the picture, you bastards. Yep, it's got an eye on it too.
Awesome, or not awesome, but yeah. So yeah, I did not realize he had so many eyes in the game. I thought because he plucked out a lot of eyes, for either or that eyes transferable to lots of weapons.
Yeah. What if the box is just full of a ton of eyes? The whole point is just to give out these eyes to random bad guys to put on weapons.
Difficult. More so the than I symbolize that it's easy to dismiss what you don't comprehend.
All right, all right. The world needs you. Grant you that one.
I don't know what I can do, but I will act. What comes next is too important.
I suppose letting false light dictate the future might be a pretty lucky move. So, you can make a change. You have that power. What do you want for the world?
Power, eh? Who knows? My training's coming to an end.
Goading Xehanort a bit.
Like with the power line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. Because he's hitting them with the, oh, you just talked about how people who want power don't really have power, but here you have power. And he's like, oh, what are you going to do with it? Are you a sheep pretending to be strong, or blah, 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 you just said? So yeah, I think he is. We also see, real quick before, oh, you pressed
And
it.
far off. Maybe I can gain some.
I was going to say, sorry, it was a delay on my part. I was going to say that the line right there, my training's almost complete. My exam's not far away. I guess this happens in between when he leaves Land of Departure. I think he just lost his friends, but he hasn't left not Land of Departure, I'm sorry, but he hasn't left Scala Ad Kylum yet. He's not a master, but he's definitely gone through the vast majority, 99% of Dark Road, all except for the last cutscene where he's laying down the flowers.
This reminds me, do you think Scott Al-Colum became the Departure, or is that two different places?
I think they're two different places. I think Scala Ad Kylum is meant to represent like the worlds. I don't really have a good basis on this, but I like personally, I think each Scala Ad Kylum, because there was a bunch of them technically, a lot of boats in the river, are analogous to either the worlds or like universes almost, not like multiverse, but more like how like there's the dream world and the sleeping world, the realm of light, the realm of dark. I think it could be analogous to one of those two things. But I don't think it was like a world. You're good.
I was just wondering because in the original game, everyone was trained at Daybreak. All the Keyblade were trained at Daybreak Round, and then later on they all trained at Scala Al-Colum, including in Dark Road. And then when Master Ericus is in charge, the training part's Land of Departure.
That's true. I don't know.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
So I don't know if the teacher just chooses where they're going to train at, or and we know rules can change because we know Land of Departure became Castle Oblivion, so we know the thing can change. People want to what it looks like.
That's a good point. At the towards the end of Birth by Sleep, when she's actually changing it into Castle Oblivion, Aqua is. Ericus talks about how the Keyblade wielders of old had a trick to changing the world, like locking the world, which implies that his master and his master before him and all their masters lived in Land of Departure, which would also imply Land of Departure is Scala Ad Kylum.
Yeah. It's another mystery that you gotta solve it.
Some clarity then.
You're letting the exam decide? Listen to me. The results don't matter. You but know where you're headed.
It's funny. Somehow I can sense where I'm supposed to go.
Like right there, it makes me think happened after Dream Drop Distance, because they say, or after Kingdom Hearts 3, because they said they said my has an S in my heart to what's going to happen now, and which means I think it means he's already been time traveling. It means he's already gone back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think you time travel, and then when you go back to where you're supposed to be, you forget it. But like it's part like Coded of all games told us that if you forget something, it's still etched in your heart. You still have the feelings, and that's its own memory. I just watched those cutscenes for some reason, and so I think that's what's happening here with Xehanort. And I agree with you that this is probably after, or that this. I agree with you that this is after Dream Drop, and maybe even after 3, since he already knows where he has to go and what he has to do.
Yes. In this coat, there's something familiar, as if I'm meant to wear this.
No. You'll ditch it soon.
What do you mean?
Me going to outgrow it.
How s-
If you truly possess great power, the dark can't control you. You won't need a silly old coat to stay safe. In fact, you'll be the one controlling the darkness instead. Me, on the other hand, I'm too much of a scaredy cat to ever take mine off.
Like there is his little serious but jokey attitude there. I'm a scaredy cat.
Mm-hmm.
I think he really is, or just he just. It's funny how something. I don't know if you think he's. You think he's really? You think he's evil or just anti-hero or pretending to be good or evil or what?
To your first question, I don't think he's actually scared. I think it's a calculated move to keep it on.
Yeah.
Because he knows about the original darknesses, and so he's just trying to stay protected from them. To your second question, I think he's a good guy. And I like outside of like, him inciting the Keyblade War, which is tenuous to say that he incited it, but I think I don't really have a reason to like see him as a bad guy. You know what I mean? He hasn't really done anything wrong.
Yeah. True.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you really? Some kind of fortune teller?
Well, I could lie. Tell you that's what I am. I'm actually a brilliant artist and a scholar. I could tell you how to dream of world peace when I'm actually planning for its destruction. The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
Same.
What did I? Never mind. I guess there's no harm. My name is...
Lost. That.
Key.
As a side note, I'm pretty sure he just lied about what his name is.
There's that.
And the only reason I think that is because Xehanort looks like he recognizes the name, but no one's ever said like maybe the Keyblade wielders are like the ones in Scala know his actual name. But as far as like it's ever been concerned, they just call him the Master of Masters. So unless he just said, I'm the Master of Masters, he probably just lied about what his name was and said he was one of the other masters. Small headcanon.
Of course, you think he Of course, he like Lucio can hot bodies.
Probably does, honestly. That wouldn't shock me at all.
So, like we know, Lucio has at least 3 bodies that we know of. Spoilers for people that don't know this. He took over brains body at the end of the game, and then he took over Xehanort and Eric's classmate's body, and now he's taking over Braig / Zigbar's body.
Ooh. Eddie McCoy thinks that he's an anti-hero. I think that's probably pretty true too. I could see that being the case.
$75 later. Was that like him like was in that game, like in his early 20s, late teens?
In Dark Road?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say he's probably Tara's age. So about 18.
Which means here he's like almost in his 90s, pretty much.
Yeah. 18 plus 75. This man is old as dirt. 93. We could say he's 14, but that still puts him in his 80s, like his high 80s. Well, no, wait. So wait a minute. So, like, in Dark Road, you play the majority of the game, right? And then there's a 4-year time jump to when he's a master. And so then if our timeline is right and he comes here after, he's in between there. So it's actually somewhere in between that 4-year time gap he comes to see the Master of Masters. I think no matter what age he's at here, right? Say he's 14 in that interim. We have no idea what time frame he goes to see the Master of Masters. He's at minimum 89 years old in this scene. And he's probably older than that. Math.
But man, sharing with us?
Oh, here. I've always. Do you think Sykes was always a double agent, or he really felt, or did he actually fall from the, or did he actually fall from the relation for a while?
I don't think he was ever a double agent. Well, I mean, he was. You're right. Okay, so I think he was up until around 358. During the course of that game, I think he started getting like frustrated with Axel, and then during 2, he's like, all right, well, Axel abandoned me, so I'm just gonna ride this out. And then he just started going along with Xehanort, because like the whole you okay?
Yeah, I can't before I can mute the button.
Gotcha. I think the whole like chasing the girl thing is like way off his radar at that point, because he's more concerned that his friend ditched him. in his interpretation of events, at least.
Do you think that allowed him or caused him to get what people call Norded?
Yeah, I think it did. I think because of not necessarily 358, but maybe some events before that. Axel was doing like in 358. Axel explains, he did all the dirty work so that Syx could rise through the ranks and get to the top. And I think because Syx is well trusted by Xemnas, that's how he got Norded.
I always thought, for the longest time, Terranort was the first Norded guy, but then we find out in Birth by Sleep during that fight with Aqua, he already has the yellow eyes and the ears. Xigbar does.
Yeah.
Or Brig does.
Mm-hmm.
I meant.
Brig got Norded somewhere along the way there.
Yeah. So yeah, even before Master Xehanort put his whole heart into Terra, he broken off a piece of it for Xigbar or Brig.
Yeah.
Or
He might have also done it for Vanitas too. By that point,
true.
I don't remember if Vanitas has
What's
yellow
his
eyes
eyes?
in that.
It's a good question.
I could look it up real quick. But also, so how much this just a side note about the scene right here. How much do you know about like I don't remember what the exact term is, but it's like basically musical storytelling. Where like the music will be telling you something about the scene.
A little bit. I mean, yeah, I know. I do know good music can either raise up a good scene or it can bring a scene down. A good scene down if the bad music, if the wrong music is into a scene.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want you to listen to the music when it comes back on because it's the Dive to the Heart music, and so it implies something, but good God, I don't know what, because they're not there, which I think is very interesting.
I stand here because of a fated encounter. Very many years ago, when I was still a young lad.
Right here, real fast. A lot of people, no disrespect to the voice actor from 3, didn't really like the third. Didn't really like. A lot of people didn't really like Kingdom Hearts 3's Xehanort's voice actor after Nimoy passed away, but then they liked him because I guess people thought that this guy, Christopher Lloyd, was a more better Xehanort than the Kingdom Hearts 3 one.
I'm inclined to agree. I think Christopher Lloyd is a much better fit, not because the second guy was bad necessarily, but Christopher Lloyd sounds a lot more like Leonard Nimoy's voice, just with a little less like rasp, But he has like that same demeanor. He's got that same like intensity. He's doing a really good job as Master Xehanort, even though he doesn't sound exactly the same.
Yeah. But yeah, I say a lot of people, of course, it's too bad he wasn't the original voice actor in KH 3, obviously, but I guess he passed away too, unfortunately.
The second guy.
Yeah, it's like almost like it's a say if I leave the curses, it's like it's a cursed role. You play Xehanort, you die.
You die. You get Norded in real life. Yeah, because didn't also the Japanese voice actor die at the same time as Leonard Nimoy?
Wow.
Yeah. Also, the music changed from Dive to the Heart to that.
Never will.
Sorry, I keep having you pause. The music changed from Dive to the Heart to the. I associate it with Organization 13, but it's the Another Side, Another Story theme. Just the intro to it instead of the intense part.
But I see now the truth he spoke of.
We don't have time for bedtime stories. Without the kid, we're still down a 13th vessel. And as for the other 12, only 3 of us are here right now. Are you absolutely sure the others made their way back to their respective times?
And here we go with who everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
Marluxia and Larxene are both here in this time, attempting to locate the new 7 huts. Luxord is also somewhere about in this age. Last meeting, he went into something per your order.
Yeah, that's the thing. Probably really don't know much about Lucer. We know, obviously, Larxene and Marluxia are remnants of Daybreak Town.
Mm-hmm. I want to real quick correct something I said last time. I said that the driver could have been one of in the scene with Yuzora, on the winning condition. You see Yuzora wake up in his car, being chauffeured by someone who, in the back of their head, looks like Luxord. And I said, well, it could also not be Luxord because one of Yuzora's friends is a blonde dude that has like the same back of his head. And then I beat Yuzora, and then I heard the guy's voice, and I was like, oh no, that's that sounds just like Luxord. So I want to correct that it's probably Luxord.
So what do you think his name is then? His real name?
I was just thinking that. I
Not
don't
the
have like
X.
I don't have like a full like list, but because like I used to write up lists of like what people's names could be. But it's probably something weird. Olard. Olurd.
It is now canon.
It is now canon.
Isn't that...
Oh, that. Right. Well, let's just say that what he's doing will benefit us in the long run. But it's really no importance right this second. Go on.
Playing your cards as usual. All right. The hearts of Ansem, Simnus, Vanitas, Replica, and young Xehanort returned to where they came from and reassembled once more. Each of them is seeking a guardian of light.
So, the ones who turn human and then back again are me, you, Luxord, Marluxia, and Larxene. That's 5. The ones from the transferred into replicas are Ansem, Zamnus, Vanitas, Riku Replica, and the old man's young. Then we add the old man. The total comes up to 11. We're still missing 2.
Now we must discuss why we have assembled here today. Incarnations from past times, vessels into which I transferred my hard essence were destroyed. Thus I was restored to what you see now. For one to completely disappear, their heart and body must be restored to their original.
Is yellow eyes? At first, I always thought the yellow eyes was because they were Xehanort, but does Xehanort have yellow? You don't have yellow eyes in the beginning, did he? He had like this, right?
Yeah, he had gray eyes when you play Dark Road. He starts off with gray eyes, which implies he got Well, I think the way that like they explained it in Dark Road, he gets yellow eyes from spending too much time in the corridors of darkness, without armor or without the coat. And that
Alright.
gives him yellow eyes. Also, hi Jula. Um, I think I agree with the Ludor thing. That's a good name for it. For
But
him.
back again, yeah. But back again to the original thing. I just realized it now. It's almost like Sith eyes.
Mm-hmm. A little bit, yeah. It's probably meant to represent like how the Shadow Heartless have yellow eyes, but I think also if he can get away with Sith eyes, he's gonna do Sith eyes.
Like I said, I originally thought, when they were possessed by Xehanort, that's how they got the eyes. They got Xehanort eyes, but if Xehanort hadn't always had the yellow eyes, then that's another problem altogether. Then.
Mm-hmm. Xehanort, random headcanon. Xehanort probably has I think it's like they killed 12 of the 13 darknesses, and then the last darkness just became like lost its sentience and just became the general darkness in the world, according to Union Cross. Crazy game, wild story. Betting Xehanort got that, like that's in Xehanort, and that's what turned his eyes yellow. And so when he puts his pieces of heart into everybody else, it's because they have a piece of the darkness back.
Okay, because see, I know 7 of them. Obviously, 7 of them went to the 7 masters. At least that's the canon that I know of. I think. I guess one of them went into Ventus. What later became Vanitas. I thought them might have went into the other classmate of Xehanort.
Mm.
Let's see, how many is that?
7, I think. No, you started at 7. 9. Oops, sorry. 9.
Okay, so let's see, that's 4 left then. I think were 3 of them trapped in the game world?
Yeah, I think a bunch of them got trapped in the game world, in the Wreck-It Ralph world.
That's like at least that's all 13 then, I guess. Give or take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I recall correctly, the 7 are supposed to be taken over by the Masters, like you said. They're supposed to be encased by the Masters, and then you said 1 was in Ventus, which made Vanitas. My brain is just reprocessing what you said and catching up. And then,
okay,
yeah, I don't know where the other 4.
I think it was I don't think it was ever a fact. I think it was implied during Dark Roads when that's one of the classmates.
Mm-hmm. One of the classmates, and then yeah, if the other 3 got trapped in the Wreck-It Ralph world, then yeah, there would only be 1 left. And I think I recall them saying it just became the general darkness.
Yeah, I think that was the one that was talking. I think that's the one that was talking to Maleficent during the game. That the last one, you think?
Mm-hmm.
The one that wanted to use her as a waypoint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I like that they're giving Maleficent more stuff to do. I'll tell you what.
Form. Reason why I distributed my heart into several vessels. At someone's originated from Terra or its young form, and it too was restored. However, my heart has returned to me. His is yet lost.
We know that it was inside the Guardian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little confused how Terranort came back, but also Xehanort came back. Did they ever explain that?
Not really. I don't think they ever did.
All right.
Oh, yeah, a lot. We'll get to it later, but
I just fill this hollow vessel with my heart. Indeed, very same heart previously resided within.
It's 12. Then, who do we get to replace the kid?
20 replicas were created. The first 12 were nothing more than puppets, barely human. The prototype was the Riku replica. Then, number I was made. That leaves us with 6. Ansem, Xemnas, Vanitas, Riku replica, and young Xehanort hearts. 5 vessels. 1 left. Vexemics are candidates, but backups. The plan for the last Repla is to get a heart that is connected to Sora's.
Connected to Sora? Anyone in mind?
The second prototype that was created. Number I. From memory, it remained in records. Its existence is greatly linked to Sora's memory.
so they have backup of her now, or what? Because originally it was supposed to exist. I don't think that now it only got erased from the human memories, not from the computer memories, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. They talk about.
Yeah.
They talk about.
Like
I was making a joke right there, but go ahead.
Yeah. I was like, so you, I was like, you answered my joke. You're talking about you made a joke, but yeah, it's like, oh,
Yep.
Apparently nominates powers doesn't work on the computers, only on humans.
No, I guess not. I mean, like, it does a little bit make sense, actually. Like, I'm gonna roll my joke back. It does a little bit make sense because the memories affect hearts, but they talk a lot about encoded. I'm sorry to bring it up again. They talk a lot about encoded, how you can't digitize a heart. It just doesn't work that well.
They talked about it in K2 too, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
During.
So what I'm guessing is it affected the hearts, but it doesn't really affect computer data because that's not a heart per se.
Well, maybe because I don't know, because encoded Sora's data Sora did get his own heart.
It's true.
So data people can't get hearts.
That's true. Yeah, it's very confusing because it's when you have such a nebulous concept, how do you know who has it and who doesn't? I don't know. I'm just talking at this point. Go ahead, press play.
Yeah, I think some people call it the droid. I think some people again a Star Wars reference. They call them the droid effect.
Mm-hmm.
Where droids get hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And thus should prove to be more than adequate for our needs.
I. An imaginary number. I think.
While young Xehanort is occupied with transferring hearts, I must still fulfill my duty. I will go and retrieve Exin.
Reliable as always. It sounds to me like you've got everything dependably under control. Well, I'm off to do my part.
The plan, as we agreed upon.
May your heart be your key.
Big agree, Jula. Big agree. There's no way Zigbar knows math enough to know imaginary numbers. There's no way. There's no way.
Computer's lagging like crazy. Right? It took a whole 30 seconds for the thing to click on. But
Dang.
back again. I guess the heaven of Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
This is... Dorothy!
Back so soon? What's wrong?
So, like, we find out that this little guy here, or girl, or whoever he is, is Vince Trithie from back in his day.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to say, as soon as when I first heard the voice, I'm like, I know that voice.
Whose voice is it?
I don't know whose voice it is, but they played Kyrie in Digimon.
Oh. Kyrie and Digimon. Holy. They just stole names out of Digimon, huh? Cheers the voice actor. Let's see. Laura Jill Miller. Here we go. Let's look at their filmography. Yeah, they sure did. They were in Digimon and Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 2. They were in Ghost in the Shell. Naruto.
Well, I didn't know she was
Beastars.
Naruto. I did not know she was a Naruto.
Yeah, Matsuri. I don't know how to pronounce that. She was in Zatch Bell, if you ever watched that.
I think it's been a while, but
yeah, she's.
When I first heard it last game, I was like, that voice. I know that voice.
Looks like she's just recently been getting into. Well, not super recently, but yeah, no, I'm a liar. She's not recently been getting into stuff. She's been in stuff, but more recently she's getting into like kids media. Or this is going in reverse order. It's going in reverse order. Never mind. She's been in kids media for a while.
Yeah, I know because Digimon was in '99.
Right.
It's America. I don't know how long it was in Japan. Of course, then again, Japan's voice actors different than American voice actors, so that really.
Yeah. Why is this going in reverse? Jesus Christ.
Well...
It's so weird.
Even with the power of waking, you can't just bring someone back.
But Kyrie's heart hasn't been lost yet, right?
Maybe, but this time, I'm afraid the situation is a lot worse.
Hey, already restored 6 hearts. What's one more?
But that's not supposed to work at all. The power of waking is meant to be used to wake and restore sleeping, not to restore them after they've completely faded away. You've done that 6 times before, and as a result, you've greatly altered the course of history itself. You've broken a nature taboo.
Nature.
A forbidden act.
They mentioned that before, how what he did was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was
Yeah,
bad, or
I guess in Kingdom
or what?
Hearts, I mean, I don't fully understand the rules. I get so like as I understand the power of waking, you use hearts to travel to other worlds, not using worlds to find other hearts, which is how he uses it to get the 6 Guardians of Light back. They say that in another cutscene. But like I don't really understand how it's breaking a nature taboo because I don't really know this game's rules of nature. I guess things have to stay dead.
So I mean, I brought up that point before about was supposed to be a canon event in the Book of Prophecies that he undid.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe
was that the taboo?
The taboo could be he broke a canon event, to quote Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse.
Was it funny? I saw that movie today, right before I came here.
Oh, is that what you were
This is
watching?
why
I was going to ask.
This is why I thought I might be running late, because I got the movie at 5:30, and I had to catch 2 buses to get back here, which is like usually, depending on where the buses come and if the crossovers happen, I might be a little late. But I mean, I made all on good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Break a taboo and you'll end up ordinary price.
Oh. I've heard that before. So, what's the price?
You'll lose your powers. You won't be able to use the power of waking.
That's all? No problem.
But that's not all. Yourself will vanish from the world. And without your powers, you can't return to the world you came from. What?
There's a lot I don't know.
Right there, that little joke. Someone made a joke about that one time. It says, that's how they're going to reset Sora's power to level 1 in the next game.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what that is.
Level line, like, oh.
At least it works. There, I will say.
And Chain of Memories.
Yeah, I will say, Kingdom Hearts does a really good job of resetting Sora. It always makes sense, right? There's a lot of games that doesn't make sense. This game series, they set it up.
Chain of Memories. You forgot everything that you ever learned since you entered this castle.
Oh, great.
Then 2, he gets put back to the art again, and then Dream dropped distance. He relearn everything from the beginning again, and then Dream drop distance. Oh, you lost all your abilities, so try again. Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah,
yeah. All right, it's not. They're not always winners, but I think most of the time, they have a good reason. They're not all winners though.
Understand. But I know that this is all I can do to get Kairi back. It's the whole reason behind my journey.
I can't stop you, can I?
I have to follow my heart.
And this really is I. So listen carefully to me. You'll reach the past again, but won't be able to rewrite it this time. No matter what happens, you have to accept it and move on.
Is everybody okay?
The heart you have now, it already existed during that time. It back. Nothing can change that fact. The place where you'll return, in the fabric of time that was faded when you changed your destiny, then changed it once again. In order to not stray too far from the true power of waking, you'll enter and pass through the heart of the guard till you reach Kyrie's heart. Ever that each of the Guardians felt. Sadness, anxiety, fear, kindness,
Now let our friend
everything they saw, and everything that they felt. Then, you'll clear a way through a verse across their hearts, and dive ever deeper inside. I can't be sure what's waiting for you at the end, or what you'll actually be able to do. But by following the connection of hearts, you'll come to discover a greater truth. One that's sure to help you.
Will be torn heart from.
But in this flow of time in the past, you'll only up until the moment to find and restore Kyrie's heart before then. That's all the advice I can give you. Beyond that, I can only say, your heart be your guiding key.
His first stop was Vin's heart.
Mm-hmm. So I think to clear up some of the things we talked about before, I think Cherthy just cleared up a good portion of it. So he did time travel when he rewrote his destiny, and he did rewrite his destiny. I recall we were unsure if that's what was happening, which I think is the nature taboo he broke. If I had to guess, him trying to go back in time and change things, but then that also implies Xehanort did it. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. But so it seems like you can alter the events of time from time travel, though, to clear up that from earlier.
Yeah. Did Xehanort alter anything? I know.
It's hard to tell because we've only seen Xehanort's timeline of events. This post manipulation, we haven't seen what it was like beforehand.
Unless we saw Xehanort, I guess that was that. Everything up to the point. We saw, I guess, maybe a little bit there. Everything from when he was a baby to when the Amshin Heartless appeared in the past and said, "Here, go this way." But we don't know if that was a time that was supposed to happen, or did he break the? See, that's a total time loop thing. Is that supposed to happen the whole time, or not?
Right, and if it's definitely a time loop. So how did the time loop start? He had to have started the time loop, but how did he get into the time loop if he wasn't put in the time loop? You know what I mean? He put himself in the time loop. Sorry, go ahead.
Say, I was mentioned that after the Heartless went back in time to talk to young Xehanort, Did he just stay there on the island until he possessed Riku 100 years later, or how long it's been? 70
Yes.
years, 70 years later. Like he's like, did she just stay there? Like, okay, I'll just wait here.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna hang out. There's like a little ghosty fella. Don't worry about me. Yeah, I think he stayed there for 70-ish years and just hung out.
This is Ven's heart. Ven! Ven! What? Who are you? Darkness. It is.
Boss right there. That's that part. That part. Because they had to add this part to get the skip button. Can't only skip.
You gotta. So, by the time I was fighting these fights, right, I was level 99, and it just wasn't a challenge at all.
Yeah, I think I was level. When I first played this, I was level, like, I forget, like I think it was in my 30s or 40s and proud mode, but still, they kicked at the time.
For
It kicked my
Remind.
butt.
Yeah, I bet. Like
No,
I didn't realize what
game. I was in proud mode. I can't even unlock Remind until I play critical mode. Obviously,
I didn't know that.
Was,
I know that they.
When it first came out,
I
you
didn't.
had to.
Oh.
I think it was some kind of rule about critical mode. You do critical mode to do something. Maybe it was to get the Oathkeeper. I forget what it was when it came out, but
I don't know. All I remember is that you had to, like, they gave you critical mode for free, but you had to buy Remind. So I didn't know. I don't remember if there was a rule, like, to unlock Remind you have to be critical mode.
No, I think it was. I think I was probably. I think no. I think I get one to keep, but you had to play critical mode. It might have been Oathkeeper.
Maybe. Yeah, I was level.
Did you?
Yeah, sorry. I was level 99 when I. So there's the I think it was Battlegate 2 in Olympus Coliseum. Maybe it's 1. You get a ton of EXP there. You can just grind that on a loop, and it'll level you up very quickly. But I grinded to 99 because I didn't realize Remind was going to replay the story events at the end of the game. And so I came back here and I was like, hey, guess what? One shot. I didn't one-shot things, but it was absolutely a very easy time. It was mostly a cutscene compilation for me and very little gameplay.
So, but Kyrie couldn't get one shot with Kyrie.
Couldn't one shot with Kyrie. The teammates do not scale to you, which is annoying.
No! No! No!
And some ships. Donald did something.
Sure did.
Holding back all this time. Yeah, apparently some said
the
Zeta
reason
Flare
he
is,
didn't heal you.
yeah. Apparently Zeta Flare is one of the most powerful things ever in the FF canon.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, even more powerful than the meteor spell.
Wow. Yeah, the reason he didn't heal you was because he was saving up for this attack.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's funny. Everyone's doing something. Aqua tries to fight, gets kicked back. So does Axel. Goofy gets smashed. Donald goes through the whole. Donald goes all out. Sora, he hugs Kyrie.
Yep. Sora gives
Like-
Kyrie a big old hug. The end.
like be fighting this guy, helping out my friends, but no. Gotta take my chance. Gotta hug my girlfriend or whatever she is. I'm like, yeah, like
gotta
go for that hug.
gotta hug my fake high school girlfriend first. Hang on.
So do you think Terra Nort died there? Got vaporized in this canon?
I think so. Because he doesn't come back, right? It's the demon tide that kills him.
Yeah.
But I think also that means in this canon, Terra's dead too.
Huh?
Then...
And now he's in Aqua.
Mm-hmm.
Is this awkward? Ven's heart was so peaceful.
Yeah, I was like, it's always nice to look at who's on their heart table, you know. Apparently,
Mhm.
hers is Master Xehanort, Vanitas, and Ven, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, that's weird.
But this is fear. This can't be real.
Well, I still passed it, but at first, I think everyone was wondering why. The one thing that people like, I think the thing is people talk about how they in this game they liked how there's a reason why that the Aqua stood there and took the thing without fighting back, and that was because the little Aqua ghost,
Mm-hmm.
which you see in this game.
When that scene happened, I out loud said, "Oh, it was trauma," and then just moved on. Like, yeah, if you're not gonna do a fight because of trauma, I get it. That's fair.
So you're one of those people that talk about why was she standing there during the first game? originally.
Yes, I was a little concerned why she just stood there and got hit by a wall of darkness. So that was
Yeah.
the only thing that like really like made the DLC worth it to me. Kidding. Obviously, it was the data fights. Those were so worth it. So worth it.
Say something.
No.
Oh.
Found you.
One of my favorite scenes here.
Terra, please say you're in there. What gives, Aqua? I know that you're not him. Now let our friend go.
Pass through the tear? Oh.
Sora?
Nominate?
What are you doing here? Self, like I did?
Well, it's a long story. But tell me, why haven't you returned to Kyrie's heart yet?
I was wondering, you think this scene happened before, after, or during when the original Sora was talking to the nominate star in the heaven world?
I think because they sound surprised that the other ones like Sora's surprised, but Naminé also sounds surprised that Sora's there, and I think it's after though, because in the star form she says she'll go try to find Terra, and so this is her actually doing it. So I think this is after. I think that's for Naminé a linear chain of events.
Yes, so it's for Sora too, but much more loop linear event.
Yeah.
Because now at this point he's going through the same event 4 times, 2 in real life and 2 in Heart Farm.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
But I like this because this is really the first time we get to see Naminé, but we only really see her at the very end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's thing, but yeah, she looks good in 4K graphics, I guess, or 180p.
She looks good as a next gen console character.
Especially, I want to. I talk about Kyra. I also want some more. I also want some more Naminé lore explored too, not just because obviously is her own game, not really her own game, but her story was her chunk of her story was in 358 days, but.
Day you all lose. Before you even face the 13, every last one of the torn heart from body. Fear not. The Keyblade will still be forged.
Because I'm still not able to. But I'm calling out to Terra's heart, and I
Terra?
No. It's too steeped in darkness. Instead, I've brought out Terra's most personal and powerful thoughts. This is Terra's sadness, anger, lament.
Terra's thoughts? We're not gonna lose you.
crush you, Xehanort.
I heard, someone said the reason, because we see it later on, we see him, the suit get destroyed, and that people say that was destroyed. His mind went into the Guardian, so now the Guardian had both his mind and his heart, and that's why he's able to control again, get his body back.
That's a pretty cool theory. I can see that. I also really like he uses like the same Keyblade moves as he does in his fight. He extends his Keyblade and whips him around, and it's they don't tend to do that in games. They're like the boss fight has his own attacks, and then in the cutscenes he'll never use them. But in this game they did it. They said, yeah, that's his moves. Yeah.
This is impossible.
Well, I've waited for this.
The fight. Oh. I like chapters.
Fair.
This stuff. Yeah, I do that more.
Let's do this.
I guess in this canon event, in their canon, I guess they fought.
Looks like Ansem.
We can fight the replica.
Yeah, Ansem, the replica, and Zigbar, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we'll see. And then I think Ansem
I
bails
right.
out.
And so Zigbar, kind of.
Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah, there's Zigbar right there.
No one see this.
How could this happen?
There you go.
You're not real. Huh? I'm the real one.
why I think everyone thought that this guy was the Dark Riku from the first game, but no, apparently he's Riku Replica the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a neat bait and switch, but like most of their bait and switches, it was just confusing. But I think this is a really cool bait and switch. Like, I like Riku Replica, so it's cool to see him come back.
Aren't you my past from when Ansem possessed me? Oh. You beat Ansem and you're still here. This guy is me. Oh. It's a replica.
A replica antenna.
A soon-to-be empty vessel. Been waiting for a chance like this.
Hey! What are you doing? Take the vessel!
No. The world already has you. There's someone else. Replica more. No, you're saving her.
I like how that came from. He was originally created with the memories to protect, nominate, and chains. You know, make you think you're the real Riku and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like how they all bring
too.
everything back sometimes.
It's really cool. Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's nice that like even characters who like are forgotten about, air quotes, even get their like their whole story completed, their arc. Even though I guess his arc didn't really change, but you know.
Good luck.
Let's make it interesting!
After all of this is over.
Hey! I thought you'd be gone by now.
You're the organization.
Whoa! Oh, chill out. I'm not here to fight, I promise. Listen, name's Demix. It's a long story, but I'm sort of on your side. Oh, right. Here. See? All the cool kids have one, right? Yenzo got me this. Enough proof for you?
Why are you here?
Did you pause it or am I frozen again? Or is it frozen? Well, I don't know if it's me, but if it isn't technical difficulties, if it is, then I'll just be a robot voice anyway, so this won't matter. Okay, so it seems like we're having like a audio issue here. So I just roll with it until it's fixed up. Assuming y'all can hear me. Yeah. So I was on the stream to check if you could hear me. You can. Great. So the cutscenes. That's what he wanted me to say more about. Let's see here. Sweet. Thank you, Jula. Good to know. I do like to know I can be heard. Talking into the void is one thing, but this isn't it. I'm trying to think about the cutscenes themselves and like what was actually new on the on a Remind that was like interesting to me, like really stood out to me. We did mention about how Aqua saw like the dark versions of herself. The in 0.2, she fights Dark Aqua, anti-Aqua from in Dwarf Woodlands, I think. The shattered remains in the dark realm of Dwarf Woodlands. Her like negative emotions become a physical form, I think is how it works. I'm not sure. And then she sees that in the tornado. I think that was a really cool touch to add. I still stand by my belief that everything in the DLC could have just been put in the original game. There's no reason it couldn't have. I just think it would have improved the game. There's some things maybe they could have left out, like the meeting of Xehanort's Syx and Zigbar before you know who all the people are. I think it's cooler that it's a mystery. You don't know who the 13 Darknesses are until later. But they still could have added like some semblance of that cutscene in. I don't know. What other cutscenes were in the DLC that was neat? I don't know, man. They're just there's I played this like a month ago now. It's just out of my brain. It just whoop whoop. The long, deep thought. Yeah, I can't really think of anything more as far as the cutscenes are concerned. I'm really just out on that one. Just no brain, no thoughts. Oh, I think the audio's back. Thank God. I'm floundering out here.
You can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hallelujah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, as we can't see him, I guess the next. I guess the next fight they had was the nothing really changed, but it was the Larkseen, Lectured, and Marluxia fight. Was nothing much changed in that thing. All we do is we get a card saying, "Hey, use this card," and then I guess Marluxia remembers why he's doing his thing. Look for us. I guess maybe he remembers his sister now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, which is weird, because why wouldn't he remember it the first time he was beaten? Like, why only remember now?
I'm not sure. Then
maybe because he's in the Keyblade graveyard. Maybe that's like it's like a triggering, like a memory trigger event for him.
Because they were there in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. Then the next fight with the Aqua, Ventus, and Terra don't change much, or Vanitas, but doesn't change that much. Except, I guess we find out that Sora had been in Terra's heart this whole time. This was in darkness until he got released.
Yeah, I think Sora helps release Terra's heart from the Guardian, if I recall correctly. Future Sora helps release past Terra's heart from the gods. So confusing.
Yeah, it's like, again. So I said before, but now Terra's mind is also in the Guardians. So,
Which
but
I
then we
go
get to
with.
But then we get to the real meat of the thing that add more stuff. The Kyrie, Axel, Xion, Syx fight. Add more at the beginning.
Yeah, which is, again, like I said, why not just put in the base game? What was the difference? Just would have improved the base game. Yeah, didn't they add a little bit about, like, I don't remember exactly what they were talking about, but they added a little bit more. I think more like Xion stuff.
Yeah, they at the beginning where Syx was saying Axel's name and Roxas's name, and that was triggering something in Xion. No, Axel, it's not Roxas. It's like Roxas.
Roxas. Yeah. See, I would have appreciated that, but I get it was still like a mystery at the time, so whatever.
So, I don't know. People says, do you think this was always the original plan, or it was it was retcon later on in this game, or the thing that was always the plan all along to do this thing.
Like to put Shion in.
Well, not to add Shion in, but have the mystery behind the stuff, like with Aqua doing PSTD thing. I think that was always the plan that always had to be explained later in the game, or they added after this game was made.
I fully believe Remind is a response to all of the criticism of Cage 3. That's I full. Oh, there's a warning going on in the background somewhere. Uh-oh.
It's an Amber Alert.
Oh man. Those are never fun.
Yeah. Anybody in Cleveland, Ohio, sees a red Toyota, 2001 Toyota in Solar, Ohio, with no mirror, call the police.
There you go. Wonder if I got that alert too. I did not. Must be too far out. I think Remind is fully a response to the backlash and the criticisms that lobbied at Cage 3. But I don't also think that means none of it was planned. I think some of it was, but I could definitely see people thinking and like just being like, yeah, this wasn't part of the plan, was it? And they just made up a reliable reason why things happened. I think the Aqua thing, I honestly, for the Aqua thing, I don't really care. I don't care if it was a retcon or if that's what was meant to happen, because it works. It works regardless. With Luke Sword, like the cutscene with Luke Sword trying to find the box. I don't remember. I think he's already trying to do that. So I think just adding more context to that makes sense when him and Zigbar are talking. Trying to remember. I already blanked once without you about the cutscenes, so I'm not going to do it again.
Like I said again, we and now we're talking about the Roxas fight where we sort of enters his own heart and we see him freeing Roxas this time, and also freeing the memories of Shion at the time. And I begin the part where the Kyrie and her fighting. He's like, "It's a girl." Right? Like she recognizes it's me. I don't know. I don't know if Kyrie sees herself in Shion, but
yeah, I don't know. She probably does. She probably sees a younger version of herself, because like different people see different things over Shion.
But yeah, you see that. Then we get a new bonus cutscene fight where not even a cutscene, an actual fight where we see Kyrie actually kind of fight almost, as she beats up Xemnas a little bit, and we get everyone gets their they get the X back.
Yeah.
This will fade of Xemnas, but we wanted this back because it was the foundation of our friendship.
I didn't need that.
And then we get. You need it?
I didn't need it. I thought it was enough. I thought it was enough that like how it happened in the base game. The memories came back and
yeah,
they moved on.
I guess it was the thing. Probably a result of Kyrie giving Kyrie more time to shine, I guess, a little bit, because before that they got Shion and the Roxas back, and then right after that Kyrie was grabbed. I guess that gave her a little 5 more minutes on the screen.
Which
her doing some fighting there.
Yeah, I didn't need it. Sorry, you go ahead. I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
Well, both the Terra reunion and the Xi'an reunion had a big, tearful hug, three group hug again.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you think was more emotional, the Terra Aqua Fintus reunion or the Xi'an Roxas Axel reunion?
For me, it's Gianna, Roxas, and Axel every time. The Terra Aqua Ventus one is sad. I will agree that it's sad, but it doesn't make me cry. The Xi'an Terra Roxas one, no, Xi'an Axel Roxas one, that one makes me cry every time.
Yeah. So yeah, then we get the I don't think the fight between Xemnas, Ansem, and young Xehanort changed very much.
No, I don't think so either.
And then we get the smashing Kyrie in the crystal pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So
then I think Sora's running out of time at that point, so he's got to like enter into Xehanort before past Sora enters into Xehanort or something.
Yeah. Which brings us to the events of Scala a column and the search for Kyrie's hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of the more exploring the bigger the world being bigger now, exploring it more?
That was cool. I thought that was real cool. I like that a lot. I like being able to explore around and look for the pieces of Kyrie. I thought that was neat.
When I first played it, it took me a while to get that little with machine thing working. You know, like how each piece just right. Like I forget how long it took me, but it took me a while.
Do you remember the part in the sewers where you have to climb all the way up to the top of a tower and then drop all the way back down to get Kyrie's heart piece?
Yeah.
I did that the wrong way. I did it the wrong way. So you're supposed to go to that cage, turn around, and look up, and you'll see where you're supposed to go all the way up and come all the way down. I used the cage to propel myself up and get into the falling side of the tower and climbed up it. It was not a better way to do it. I'll tell you that right now.
Instead of doing the instead of going up the door dash
yeah, instead of going up the obvious route, I just bounced my way into the wrong direction. It worked, but I wouldn't recommend it. I do remember that machine now that you've said it. I've processed it. I kept trying to lose on purpose to be able to read it because it had like letters and shit on it.
Yeah, the different things. First it was day breakdown, and then eventually it was Scala column. I forget what the middle one was.
Probably something else. I was thinking like Twilight Town or something, but I was like, that probably doesn't make any sense.
And what I had issues with was the fountain, trying to get the sparta to stay on.
Yeah, I got confused by that too because they didn't explain it all the way. Like I hit it and then it just didn't work, and I was like, okay. And then I hit it again and it would just do one. It didn't work. I was like, what am I supposed to do here? And then enemies showed up and I hit them, and then like I finished a combo on the water, and then all of them went up, and I was like, oh, you got to keep hitting them. That's stupid. Why wouldn't you just say that?
And obviously the last one was the return was now a pink dark side.
Was it? I don't remember.
It was
my god.
Pink or clear or something. It was a dark side, or it was some kind. It was either clear or pink or something.
Pink dark side would be great. let me look it up because I think you're right. I don't remember, so I'm gonna assume you're right. But let me see what dark side it was. Remind dark side. Yeah, it's pink. it's like glowing pink.
Pink for Kyrie.
Pink for Kyrie.
But yeah.
And then doesn't
Then
he?
we get so that's only. But this
Go
is
ahead, sorry.
there's like that's only 5 heart pieces because the first one was the with the Shadow Heart list, which was the first time I played. I lost track of trying to kill it. Just like, what am I killing? Oh, this thing that's glowing. It has 2 health bars.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember? This is a side note that I just remembered that I wish I'd mentioned last time. Do you remember the criticism that the health bars were way too long in the base game? Do you remember that criticism where they would just have mountains of health for no reason? Like all the bosses and stuff? They fixed that. They fixed that in Remind. And in the base game. They patched that.
I didn't really have any issues with the only 2 bosses I had issues with in the base game personally was the ship in Pirate World. The final where you find that ship and you're finding the ship in the whirlpool.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even beat that until I got my ship up to level 9.
Wow.
I kept on dying. Go on.
Oh, sorry. No, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
So I kept on killing when they're dying. Okay, go find some more crabs. Go find more crabs. Try again. Nope, still can't do it. Go find more crabs. That's the first time I think I quote cheated by looking stuff up. The crabs were because until I got all the crabs, the full power ship, I could not beat that ship boss, the Kraken.
It's fair. I had a really hard time with the doll in Toy Story World, like the mini boss in the middle of that world. Could not beat her. Even on proud mode, I've struggled with her. Like, I don't know what it was. She just was a really hard boss.
Yeah, she was hard for me too. I did a few times, but harder than that boss for me was the video game boss in Toy Story.
Like the when you get sucked into the Verum Rex.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was the thing that really, which made me quit that world and go beat Rapunzel's world. Then go back.
He said, "I'm not doing this." Yeah, that I just cheat by standing by an explosive and just shoot the explosive and then walk around until it comes back and shoot it again to remove its health. I'm not doing this for real.
I eventually did. I don't know if later on I learned how to fight or I was so overpowered I just killed the things more easily. But yeah, those are my 2. I hate this game points when I first played the game.
That's fair. Yeah, mine was the doll, and then I can't remember if I had a later boss that I really disliked.
Yeah, the doll was hard for me too when I was thinking about it, but wasn't as frustrating to me as the other 2.
I think the bird at the beginning of Pirate World was hard for me because that bird thing is like.
Oh, when really you have the like not I keep saying DoorDash.
Yeah, well, I have to DoorDash to the bird. I couldn't find its house. Ridiculous.
What's that thing called when you skim through the sky on those things? You drop distance.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. I'm just gonna call it the Sly Cooper rail slide because I've been playing Sly Cooper lately.
Yeah, the rail slide. That's a good term for it. But yeah, trying to get just right.
Yeah, my problem with that fight is that if like after I would get, you have to shoot the boss from far away so that you can ride up to it and hop on it. But every time I would shoot it, I would just get like bullied by all the other things. and then I couldn't do like anything about it, and that was very frustrating. Like I could shoot those, but then if I was bothering to like deal with any of the side enemies, the ship itself would get under attack, and then it'd be like, "Oh, information! Hey, the ship's getting destroyed." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I gotta go fight the bird." Figured it out eventually.
Yeah, I don't have a thing that when I played Bream original and Proud, I didn't really and you do much of it. But when you're in critical mode, did you have to use? I heard the cooking stuff helped in critical. Was that true for you?
So I didn't use it because I'm crazy. I didn't use Kupo coins or meals because I'm crazy. I did use a meal against the doll because I was like, I'm not gonna bother to try to fight her for real, and it did help.
Yeah. Once I thought I could book one, I'm like, I'm getting a 1-up, please. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. But then we get. So go on.
I remembered the horse boss in Rapunzel's world was hard for me. That's all I was gonna say.
Horse boss.
It just becomes a normal enemy after that. But it's like it's several pieces, you know.
Oh, the one that. Oh yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That one was hard for me.
I think hard, but when you played it again second time, I just shot locked to death almost.
Yep. I shot locked and water gut it. Said water, shot lock, water.
Yeah, I realized my first playthrough, I barely used shot lock until I like.
It's real
good. I didn't really use that much in I first played Birth by Sleep, but yeah, once I learned about shot lock, I'm like,
yeah, it makes the game a lot easier.
So yeah, we beat that. Then we 5 pieces, and that's when we go back to see Xehanort, and we see that Sora's arrived now. And it's like, you have 5 pieces, you need 2 more. Like, oh, too late. So that's when we go again. We go to another revamped boss fight with the 12 goats of Xehanort, but this time without the water battle.
Yeah. You want to know a weird thing about the goats?
Yeah.
So you find this out a little bit later in the fight when it like breaks his face piece. You know, his head's down here, but the goat head is like way up here. The Dragoon nobody have a very similar head structure. They have a face way down here, but then the head, like the helmet, goes way above their head. It's just a neat connection I noticed while doing a video, and I don't know why that is.
Yeah. So like I said, that was another reboot fight, the goats, and then we sort of decide, oh yeah, I gotta go hop to Riku and Mickey. Then we get the I get the Riku one is where we get that big group fight thing where you see everyone doing their little move thing, and then I guess Aqua, Xion, and Nikki are the shield makers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have a hard time doing that game that the shield not aimed right, but timed right.
A couple of times, yeah. So I don't remember if I said this earlier in the stream or if I said it before the stream or before the live, not the stream. Earlier in the live or before the live, but I had a real hard time with the dodge, but I also had a real hard time with timing the Reflectiga because they would stand like this and they'd float and then they'd throw at you and I would be like, all right, this is when they're going to do it. And I'd press it and then they'd wait until the Reflectiga is gone and then hit me. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm doing your stupid timing.
And then we get to everyone breaks apart and we get the the slow Mickey walk part.
Which by the time I got to that, I was so annoyed with the controls from the big group fight that I didn't enjoy. I was like pissed off. So I didn't want, I was like, screw this Mickey part. I got killed and I was like, yep, yeah, of course I did. I got killed and then he couldn't die. And I was like, oh, all right. I'm a lot less mad now. Felt a lot better about that.
Yeah, the part, like, not that part, but there's no end is you kept on getting moved all the way back the slow walk again each time you get hit back if you miss the block part of that game part.
Right, which I appreciated. I appreciated that.
And I think I missed it before. I was talking about later, but I'm remembering it now. Where it's like Sora backed up Mickey, like everyone together, they fight the Keyblade together. It kind of reminded me of the. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
When Gohan killed Cell and Goku was behind him, doing the thing that when Sora was behind Mickey, find their Keyblade together. It just remind me of that a bit.
It does give off the, what is it? This father son Kamehameha. I forget what they call it.
Goku backing up Gohan. Then we get to the connect all the dot parts of Remind, connect all the Keyblades. I later, but you get to that part faster. You try to get every individual Keyblade keyhole. I think because some Keyblade, some keyholes unlocked more of them. Other ones were just one or two lines. And he froze. He froze. Am I frozen too?
Oh, there, I'm back. Oh, what I missed what you said. I think I lagged real hard.
I was talking about the when you connect the Keyblade dots, like connect the dots.
Yeah.
You have a hard time with that part.
A little bit, but no. For the reason you might have off by the was able to shoot it. So I was like, the technical difficulties. Oh man. Well, thanks. Basically, I'll just say it quick. I'll just say it real quick. I shot it. I figured it out. I shot it, and then I noticed there was one that lit up that would connect more. So I tried to shoot that one, but I wasn't fast enough to shoot that one. So yeah, I did kind of have a hard time with it because I couldn't get the timing of shooting the light up one that would connect extra ones together. And at the end, I just started shooting rapid fire until it worked.
And then we get all the 7 hearts. Then we get do the old Kingdom Hearts 2 fire in the sky pose, and we get Kairi back, and big hug.
Big hug.
I like that part. You can, I don't know what that's called. Like, not sarcasm. Ayenda, whatever. Where you see her coming down the sword with the cart behind her in a big hug. I thought this part was just cute, I guess.
Yeah.
Then we get to the Kairi fight where Kyrie's first, where beside the little small 5 extra minute thing we had with the on the Roxas fight, where we actually get to fight as Kyrie for the first time.
Yeah. Before I say my thing, did you played it? Yeah.
Yeah, I played it, and halfway during, I just went to Sora. Like at the time, I cannot beat her as Kyrie when I first played
Yes. Same for me. Like I said, my Sora was at 99, so basically I had the choice between trying and not trying, and I love to not try. But I did
But you
actually
did try at least once.
I did try. I tried, I want to say around 10 times. And the furthest I could get was when Xehanort kind of explodes the floor with laser beams and they like shoot up with like big pillars. But that's like really early in the fight. So I couldn't get past that part. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna switch to Sora, screw it. And then during the not try portion, I saw how many more phases there were, and I was like, there was no way I was ever gonna be able to do with this with Kyrie. It just wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, I was wondering why was Kyrie so hard, and other ones were not that say as easier, but they were kind of easier to me than Kyrie was. It was because what do you think?
I assume it's they made her a little bit harder to like a little bit weaker because she's like story-wise she's like a novice, so I think that's like the idea. But otherwise I don't know. I think she's scaled. If I had to guess in mechanics, she's scaled to what level you're supposed to be. But
What was that, level 10, level 20?
Yeah. Maybe she scaled a little lower. But I really enjoyed using her. She was really cool to fight with. She wasn't. They didn't make her strong enough for her to be a viable option. I wonder if that's the point. Like, I don't know where this thought is going, but I wonder if the point of making her like weaker was A, to show like how strong Xehanort and Sora are by comparison, but like B, so to see if the player will choose to fight Xehanort as Sora instead of Kyrie. Sort of like, because I know a lot of people are complaining that like, oh, Kyrie doesn't get any development, Kyrie doesn't get to do anything, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do this meta commentary on the fact like, well, you wouldn't even pick Kyrie if you had the choice, but they're like weighing it so that you are very unlikely to pick Kyrie.
Yeah, later on you go back and fight as Kyrie in the thing. By the way, you didn't record. Did you play off screen, or did you record your fight when you went to Remind?
I didn't record anything for Remind.
Too bad. I was gonna say I wanted to see you go do that wall jump thing on.
Oh yeah, I'll probably replay it and I'll put it up. I'll be like, hey, this is the stupid shit I did. So then after that, after the Kyrie fight, Kyrie and Sora.
Oh, real fast.
Okay.
You forget there. Not the fight. Like I said before about the fight. Like I love the combo fight with the angel wings again, and the little feather falling down the different Kyrie Sora scenes in the feather.
Mm-hmm. That is good. I do like that.
Okay, come on.
Oh, didn't you call it the two-winged angel?
Oh yeah, two-winged angel.
I like that. That's a good name for it. I was gonna say, what happens after that? Does it just move on to the Limit Cut DLC?
No, actually after that we go. They land back with the other friends and they do the big Keyblade shooting post thing that they had in the original game. We never saw it in the original game. But we saw it in the credits or trailer for the original Kingdom Hearts 3. We see the big then we go back. I think no, it was the big 8/20/16 laser short Keyblade salute to Xehanort, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back. they died, and Roxas was like, was Kyrie and Sora here? Not Roxas, Axel. Like what? They were here. Like, oh yeah, it's funny. Like, and not Roxas. I can't repeat it. Riku says they were here, but they'll be fine. This is funny. Since Riku didn't mention that to Sora when they see him again. Oh, by the way, we saw you with Kyrie fighting about 10 minutes ago.
Hey, weren't you guys just fighting him? Yeah, you didn't think to help? Nah, you had it.
Yeah, then we go back to seeing the big fight with then we're going back to Sora, Donald, and Goofy fighting the Xehanort, and then it repeats itself, but this time during the 4 happy ending scenes, we see that Sora and Kyrie are there in the background somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they were on top of the ledge watching the fireworks, they were hiding behind something the push out chair to reunite with Ventus. They were above everyone else on the tower eating ice cream, or they were in Radiant Garden freeing Naminé from Kyrie's heart.
Mm-hmm. Good night, Jula. Have a good one. Yeah, like they pulled a I can show you the world with Sora and Kyrie. Whole new world, that's what it's called. I liked that, but again, I don't see a reason why that couldn't have been in the base game. Well,
I guess
I do see a reason that time.
Because I guess we know because at the base game he hadn't rescued Kyrie yet. So I guess that's the reason.
Yeah, that one's fair. That one's fair because that wouldn't have made a lot of sense in the base game, but
of course, then again, we see her rescued again at the end, and we know at the end that she was rescued because we see her Destiny Island or everyone else when she's crying and Sora vanishes. Mm-hmm. You think Sora was really there at the end, or she was imagining him and he'd already vanished?
I think that I do think that was him. I think I don't know, because like part of me wants to say, yeah, I think that was him. I think that's maybe the moment he vanishes from the realm of light or the realm of reality, because I think they're doing imagination and reality. Those are the two new separating. That's the new barrier. So when he gets removed from the realm of reality, like part of me wants to say, yeah, that's the moment. But the other part of me is like, well, I think that's more of a metaphor for him, disappearing from the world, not the like literal moment that it happens. And she's more just thinking about him and like it's a more of an emotional moment. Like she's coming to terms with the fact that he's gone.
Yeah, I'd say I love it, but that tear going down her eye.
Mm-hmm. 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 But I think also they're sharing a Palpu, aren't they?
That was before they even left. They did that before they left the battle.
Oh, okay.
I think they shared another one. They're holding hands there, but the Palpu we're sharing was before they went to the final world.
That's right. That was beforehand. Okay. Yeah. I think, yeah. It's hard to tell because that scene, it could be metaphorical or it could be literal, because that scene plays out very literally at first. And then when it pans to Kyrie, it could just suddenly it's metaphorical is like weird to my brain, So I think it's literal the entire time is what that's gonna final answer.
Because they all play together and they all stare up at Kyrie seeing Sora, because Sora and Kyrie aren't playing they're all by themselves.
Mm-hmm. But it would also be weird if Sora just sort of disappeared in that moment and everyone else was like, oh, yeah, that's usual. And then just kept playing games. So maybe it does become, I don't know. I don't actually have a final answer. I take it back.
Maybe they'll have a remind. That's what really happened there. But
I doubt it, but maybe.
And then we get do that. Then we get to the the appearance of the Final Fantasy characters finally. Yuffie,
Yes.
Sid, and Leon.
I think Aerith shows up too.
Oh yeah, Aerith, Sid, Yuffie, and Leon. Like I'm doing this computer thing. Oh look, you can play a game.
Hey, look, we hacked the organization's computer. Hey, you should play as Sora and decrypt the data. That's how this works. Play this video game.
This is pretty much a copy of Chamber the Chamber of Remembrances in Kingdom Hearts 2, but with the instead of 13, those 13, it's new 13.
New 13. Yep, basically. Also, before we get to that, I do remember there's 3 things that happen. No, it's actually after. Never mind. I remembered it wrong. 3 things that happen. We'll talk about it after because they happen after.
Right. So, who was your toughest fight in that?
All right, I got my phone ready.
Besides the obvious, final boss, but
Yuzora for sure was the hardest, but my second hardest, if we're not including Yuzora, was Shion, because the way that it happened for me was that I memorized exactly how to fight her down to the tiniest fucking detail, and then a pixel would be off and I'd get hitboxed in the back of the head, and then just all of it was for nothing. And it was why the fuck is this a thing that can happen? I'll give you for instance. I talked a little bit about it in my Organization 13 tier list. Shameless self plug. And basically what happened is when she would go into armor mode, right? And she would jump around slamming and whatever. You can block all that. Fine, whatever. Retaliate, hit her, good. Then she'll do a slide towards you. You can block that. And then she'll teleport away. Some lasers will come at you. She'll shoot the beams down. And then she'll slide at you again. And she'll do this downward strike attack. Blockable. Totally blockable. You can block it later in the game. During the other parts of her fight, totally fine and blockable. For some fucking reason, during that one goddamn part, I would block and it would just hit me anyway. And so then all my health, and it would stun me. So then she just gets a free kill, which is another thing I say in the tier list. If you're going to hit me and it just stuns me, and then you're going to one-shot me after that, just kill me. Just kill me with the initial hit. There's no reason to waste both of our times with this shit.
But yeah, I gotta play again because I gave up feeling like and I never really played that part. So
okay. How far did you get?
One boss.
Okay. Which one did?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was. It might have been Shion. I know.
Shion is locked until you beat the first 11.
Oh, never mind. Maybe it was. I don't know. It was one of the bosses. I tried to play him in an obvious. What makes sense order in my opinion. But yeah, okay. Then we get to the new option. The new the Xemnas fight, or the Leering Will fight, or the Young Xehanort / Ventus Remnant fight of all the games, where we face off against whatever his name was, I forget now. Vimmer's Rex.
Yeah,
Zora.
But that's the thing. Before we get to that, there was one thing I wanted to mention, plot wise. So Riku goes and gets the data to see if he can find Sora, and it ends up with Fairy Godmother coming, and then she takes him to go to the final world to use the power of waking on the last on I think Strelitzia or whatever the star is. That's part of Melody of Memory, so spoiler warning there. But in the meantime,
after Kyrie wakes up.
Right. In the meantime, Kyrie's digging through her memories, hoping to find some semblance of Sora. That's Melody and Memory, which means the last group, the Birth by Sleep group, go into the realm of darkness to see if they can find anything about Sora. I want Birth by Sleep Volume 3.
or either Volume 3 or would be 0.8 or
yeah. 0.6-2 minus 11 over 8 math.
I want that. I also want the Twilight Town gang doing stuff like Axel, Shion, Roxas, Pence and Alette working together in their own game too, doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty cool. I would love like a not like a full game, but like some sort of maybe a phone game or some side game where you get to like train as Kyrie and Axel, and then outside of the training you go see their lives a little bit, like you said, and then see what they do. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, and again, I want to see more stuff with Nami. Don't get Keyblade. Apparently, everyone else gets a Keyblade except for Nami.
Except for Nami. Nami wasn't there when they were passing out Keyblades. Sorry.
She was inside Kyrie, so that does not count.
No, screw her. No.
Yeah, Nami doesn't get a new. Nami doesn't get at the end of the thing. Nami don't get a new outfit. Shion got a new outfit. Axel got a new outfit, but Nami. So did Cyx, but Nami has her white dress still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like the Shion outfit, but so
it was interesting. It was an interesting outfit.
So do you think? Here's the thing. Do you think the loss or the win in the fight is canon?
I think they say the lose is canon. I personally don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into it. I want to say the win is canon, but I think most times it's an either or for Sora. The lose is the canon one. And that's just based on when you face Cloud in Kingdom Hearts 1 and when you face Sabor in Kingdom Hearts 1 and when you face Leon in Kingdom Hearts 1. Those are all lose is the canonical ending for those.
So, Sabor, that was in the Jaguar in or Leopard or Jaguar.
I think it's a leopard, but yeah. You're on. You that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, it was in Africa. Was it Africa or South America? It was Africa. Africa. You're gross.
It's Africa.
Girls from Africa.
It's funny you mentioned that. There's a whole joke in that movie. They're talking about piranhas, and they're like arguing, and they're like, "No, piranhas are native to South America." They do this whole bit, and they tricked you with it. They got you.
No, I know if it was. I know jaguars are in South America and leopards are in Africa.
Gotcha.
Jesus.
I just think it's funny.
But definitely gorillas, because otherwise it'll be the spider monkeys and the tail monkeys in South America will be fighting. Not gorillas. We're getting the scroll monkeys and the spider monkeys are Tarzan's family.
Fine. Yeah. But so to answer your question, I guess that the lose condition is canonical based on past experiences, but also based on that's what most people say. And I haven't done much digging myself, so.
Unlike the Leon, Cloud, and Sabor fight, it's much easier to lose this one than it was the other three.
That's true.
I think I've ever actually even tried to lose on purpose. I think I can lose, even on purpose, lose those fights. First, one fights.
Yeah, you never try to lose on purpose. but you can. But you can lose.
Yeah, usually at the time I even get the Leon, I'm like fifth plow through him, even at low levels.
Just boop, 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 boop. Screw you, guy. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. So,
but yeah,
for
apparently,
Yozora,
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. There you go.
I'm gonna say a year has passed between the end of Remind and the beginning of the bonus scenes.
Okay. Like the limit cut or the secret. Limit cut is the data battle. Sorry, the data battles or the secret, which is Yozora.
The data battles, the whole thing, because we see it one later when Riku appears with the Final Fantasy VII game. The 1 year thing appears.
Oh, okay. That's wild.
So go on.
I was gonna say for the Yozora fight, screw that guy. He sucks. I hate him. I hate that guy. I hate that guy so much. I can't wait. Another thing I said, I can't wait until we get to play as him in a future game, and he is nowhere near as strong as he is in this fight. Not even close. Not even sort of the same fight. We'll play as him and he'll be terrible.
Every boss is every boss is like, when they're not optional, they're easy to beat almost. Like I'll say Xemnas was too difficult, but it wasn't as hard as he was in the final mix fight, and same with young Xander was much easier, I think, in Dream of Distance than he was in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, but I don't think you really fight, like if I recall correctly, you don't. Well, you do. Never mind. The part of Dream Drop that I remember is you just running to like the center of the field to like stop the clock. It's like, do you even really fight him? But then I remembered that's part of his boss fight. But yes, he's a lot less hard in both of these games than he is in Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep, that's just luck. That's all that is.
Oh. I guess you think Melody Memory takes a whole year to think, because since Kyrie's asleep for a whole year, you think the whole game takes place takes her a year to play all those takes Kyrie a whole year to play all those songs in her head.
Probably. I mean, like, she's dreaming, and if you think about it, you know, when you dream, you know, you only, I mean, you go through a bunch of dreams, but you only think of you only remember like one or two. So, and those dreams can feel like really long or really short, but like the time you're asleep is the same, you know? So I can see that.
Yeah.
If she's like dreaming at all.
All right. So overall, what was your opinion of Remind?
Oh, geez. All right. So I had a couple of thoughts with my opinion of Remind. Up until the Yozora fight, I felt that this was a waste of $30. The whole time I was like, this was not worth $30. This is not worth $30. This is not. I hit the Yozora fight. I was like, this shit's still going. All right, it was worth the $30. I felt like the Remind, I felt that Remind was something they could have just put into the base game, like the section of Remind where you're going back through the story. I felt like that could have just been part of the base game. And I liked it. I liked most of it. I didn't like the group fight, but I liked most of it. The data battles felt like a big overreaction to people saying this game wasn't hard enough. So they said, okay, we're going to make the hardest fucking fights we possibly can. We're going to take all the fights we've made that people hated and said were hard and make 12 bosses around them. 14, technically, bosses around them. And then the Yozora fight being the 14th, I think, is also part of that. And I think overall, it's I'm so like in the middle with my thoughts on this because like
Yeah.
it was worth the $30. I spent like 40, 50 hours playing this DLC. That's worth $30. No matter what, that's worth the money. However, not all of that time was very fun. I didn't enjoy a lot of that time. There was quite a few times I did enjoy, but I think on the whole, I didn't love it. So if I had to give it like a rating, I would say Remind was like a 5 out of 10, maybe a 5.5 or a 6. But I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah, I think I like. I would say 7 for me. I enjoyed some of the story bits. Like I said, the doing the boss fights over again. I enjoy, but I love the little extra bits that hit here and there they added in. Like I did not enjoy find bosses again. I did not enjoy find Xehanort again.
I liked refighting Xehanort because it was actually a different fight. That was okay. I was okay with that.
I meant the 12 goat fight. I meant not Xehanort itself.
Oh, yeah. The group fight. Yeah.
No, not the group fight. The Sora solo fight. After we get 5 Clarice heart pieces.
Oh,
and we enter.
Yeah, I forgot about that fight. I was too strong at that point. Like I forgot that happened. Yeah. I agree. It's kind of stupid we had to do that again. I get why,
but the parts, the extra parts, I like I said, some like I said, some of them could have been the base game, but like I like the. We saw it before the game the video crashed, but we saw Naminé and Sora talking in his heart, little meeting where she was getting ringing well. But yeah, that part was cute. But
right.
All right, so,
I do. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna
act. You.
I said I was gonna. If you're done, I ask you to advertise on your channel. It's coming up on your channel, but you're talking the game still. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I was just gonna add one more thing that actually because I remembered you asked if I felt Terra Ventus Aqua was more sad than, or if Xion Axel Roxas was. I do remember now. Due to the Remind DLC, I felt it was like a lot heavier of a feeling for me during the Terra Aqua Ventus part because of all of the strife and like effort you see Terra put forth just to be with his friends during the Remind thing. I was like, oh yeah, this is sad. So
but originally it was Xion for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, as far as plugging stuff, nothing really. I mean, I guess so. I did if you want to know more of my thoughts on the data fights, I have a tier list video about that on my channel. If you like other general Kingdom Hearts content, I got more stuff on that. I just did a Dark Road video of I did a challenge of beating the phone game in a week, which is insane for a phone game. And I detail exactly how to do it. If you want to do that, you'll get the whole story and everything. And
well, it's like it allows you to be a phone game and you play it. It's not when the episode that comes out.
Right. Yeah. It's
5 years.
Yeah. You're
original game.
Right. Yeah. It's the shell of what the game used to be. I beat that in a week. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, yeah.
Hey Hauser, you just got at the very end of the stream. We're wrapping it up. So if you want to go to his, click his name in the link description below. What's your channel name again?
Nick McSlighton. It's just me.
Right. And check us out. You do videos every Tuesday, right? You say that on your thing.
Yeah, I have Tuesday. I have the did you know Kingdom Hearts shorts come out every Tuesday? Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll something new from the channel, and as for me, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. Saturday, wait, next Saturday I won't be here because I might be, I don't know, but the planned next stream is a week and a half from now. Next Wednesday, we'll about West Africa with the bee. Right, come on, here. There it goes. But until then, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. We'll see you then.